Hey y'all, welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. My name is Marie and I'm a mama of 4 kiddos. I love creating content about homemaking, cleaning motivation, all things around the house. So let's go ahead and get started. I have so much to do today and I didn't get started until the afternoon. I had no plans to film a video today, but I realized I had so much going on, so I decided to pick my camera up and take y'all along with us. So this is a weekend. This was actually a Sunday, and I'm gonna start with some laundry that has been piled up in my room. I'm tired of looking at it. I have mine and my husband's laundry I'm going to get through, and then we are going to move on to the kitchen. I have a brand new space heater that I'm going to be hanging up in our dining room. That room stays so cold because we have a drafty door in that room. So whenever the kiddos are in there eating breakfast on the weekends, or they're in there having dinner at night in the winter and it's cold, we want to have a warm heater in there for them. So I'll be sharing that with y'all in just a little bit. And Luna, our kitten, has the zoomies right now. Every time I pick up a shirt, she wants to attack it. She also does that to my bedding. When I'm making the bed, if she has the zoomies, she just attacks the bedding. Let me know if you have a cat or a kitten, if your cat is the same way. Every time I make the bed or do laundry, she wants to attack everything that's being flopped around. But if you are needing some motivation today to get up and get stuff done around your house, I'm sure this video can motivate you. I am going to be making some homemade pretzels and some cheese dip to go with them. If you've ever went to the mall and you have a pretzel shop in your mall or in your town and they have those little pretzel bites with the cheese, that's what I'm going to be making. So it's actually really easy, and I will have the recipe below in the description box so y'all can screenshot it and try it out yourself. And I'm also going to share my tips and trial and error with making them at home, but they turned out so good regardless. We're also going to be rearranging my little boy's room just a little bit. We decided to hang a TV in there, and that is because we don't have a playroom. I know a lot of people will put a TV in the kids' playrooms, but since my kids don't have playrooms, their bedrooms are their playrooms and their place of sleep. So we decided to put a TV in the boys' room for when they're playing in there and they want to have some TV time or watch a movie. I can turn a movie on for them while they play, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead and finish up this laundry and head out into the kitchen. This is the DREO wall-mounted space heater. It is the perfect size for this room, and it actually puts off a really good heat. I love that it mounts up on the wall and you don't have a space heater sitting down in the floor to burn your kids. So my husband's going to go ahead and mount it onto the wall, and I love the back. It has cord storage, so any extra cord you're not using, you can just store it away so you don't have excess cord hanging down, and it just plugs right into the wall. Later we are going to get a cord strip to make it look nicer against the wall. So this fan has a high, medium, and low. It has an auto. You can adjust the temperature using a remote and also through Wi-Fi. The adjustable thermostat goes from 41 to 95 degrees. It also has overheat protection and a child lock, which I love, so your child cannot touch it and mess with the settings. And it has a timer shutdown mode for 1 hour all the way up to 24 hours, so you can set it to go off whenever you want. And this space heater has maximum air velocity with minimal noise and cool wind to help it shut down when you're ready to turn it off. And I love that it has the manual blade adjustment so I can face it down towards the kids while they're sitting at the table. And I love that this space heater has the touch screen control, so there is no buttons at all on this space heater. You just gently tap the icons to adjust the heater. And we like to run it on eco mode, which accurately controls the heat power, helping you get 40% energy savings. If you choose to use Alexa, it does have Voice Alexa, Google Home Audio, and the DREO app for precision temperature control. So that's really cool that it has the smart control feature where you can schedule and time your power on and off. You can schedule this heater for when you want it to be on or off. And if you need a small heater for your bathroom, this heater is waterproof and dustproof, so you can use this in your bathroom. We have gas heat in our home, so we do like to use a couple of space heaters just to help with that gas heat so it's not constantly blowing in the fall and winter in those cold months. So I highly recommend this space heater if you have a small room to put it in. It would be good for your living room, for your bathroom, for a child's room, and I have it over in my dining room area, and it is the perfect fit, and it has been working out so good for us. But if y'all are interested in the DREO space heater, I will have that linked down below in my description box. Whenever I think about my love language, it's something that I never really thought much into, and I never really knew what my love language was. But ever since becoming a mother, I have learned that my love language is acts of service. Mostly acts of service to my children and to my husband, to my family. I love to give little acts of service. It just makes my heart so happy. For example, whenever I get groceries, when I have snacks and specific items in my groceries that my kids have asked for, it just makes me happy. Whenever I can go into my kids' rooms and clean it really good and vacuum, it just makes me so happy that I was able to give them a nice room. Anytime I'm able to do something for my family or for my children, my heart just feels whole. Let me know down in the comments if you have discovered what your love language is ever since becoming a mother or an adult. I would love to know what your love language is. Speaking on acts of service, just doing the dishes, cleaning the house, providing a clean home for when my husband gets home, just brings my heart so much joy. I can feel overwhelmed while doing it, but at the end of the day, when it's all done and my family's home and we have a clean house and dinner cooked, I just feel so happy. And I seen a video the other day that will really humble you. It will humble so many people, and it's just on a day-to-day basis, you know, we can just get stressed out with our homes and the dishes and the constant messes, and it's never ending. I'm slipping on blocks, tripping on toys, and sometimes I find myself getting very frustrated about the mess and about the toys. And I want to share something with y'all that can humble your heart like it humbled mine. I had seen a video, it was about this nurse, and she helps people with like in-home care. Well, she started a little video, and it just started off as a normal typical day. She was getting ready. She was complaining about the mess. She's like, this house is so messy. I can't wait to get home from work today so that I can get it cleaned. And she was not really complaining about her house, but just mentioning the mess, as we all have messes in our house. And obviously this is going to be relatable to anyone because we all have a mess in our house. If you've got kids in your house, you've got toys everywhere, and it's very easy to, you know, complain or get annoyed with the mess. It is very, very easy because our homes do not stay clean, and I feel like if I'm not cleaning, then the house is just getting messy, and I feel like it's just a constant circle of cleaning. And sometimes it can just make us feel a little bit ungrateful for certain things that we have. Don't get me wrong, I am so grateful for every single thing I have in my house, for every single item, every single child, my husband. I am grateful for my health. I'm grateful for so much, but it really is just so easy to still get overwhelmed and mad about the mess in the house. So this woman started out her video just a typical day, complaining about her house a little bit. She went off to work, and then she picked her camera back up, and she said she feels very silly about complaining about her house, about it being a mess that morning, because the call that she got that day to go work was a hospice call for a child. And what happened is this little girl, she was fine and she did have some health problems, but they called someone because this little girl was not wanting to play with her toys anymore, and she was declining, and she ended up on hospice. And this woman had to go over there and help this little girl, take care of her while she's on hospice. And she said that it really just made her realize that she needs to be more grateful for the mess in her house and for the toys on the floor, that she has healthy kids that are running through the house making that mess and putting those dirty dishes in the sink, and you're tripping on those Legos and those blocks, but your kids are healthy enough to run through the house and play with those blocks. And that's just a privilege that is taken away from so many, that can be taken for granted, that you have healthy children that are able to run and play through your house and they're able to make a mess. So the next time you trip on that block and you feel frustrated, just think about how blessed you are that your children are healthy enough to run through your house, to play with toys, and to create that mess. Let's all just take a moment to reflect about everything that we have in our lives, despite everything that we complain about, despite the messes in our house, despite the messy bedrooms and all the laundry piled up. Let's just take a moment right now to reflect on everything that we are actually grateful for. You have that laundry pile because you had clothes to wear, and your dishes are piled up because you had food to eat, and your floors are messy because you are living. I challenge you to take a step back the next time you feel very frustrated with your child or very frustrated with your house and the mess and the laundry, and just think about how blessed you really are to have a roof over your head and have those things that are creating the mess in your home. So I wanted to get my kitchen clean before I jumped into any other projects. One thing that I've been wanting to do is tackle this cabinet. This is where I keep all of my pots and pans and my cutting boards. It was a hot mess express, and sometimes I have to just go through here and take everything out and reorganize everything because it gets messy so quickly. So I'm going to take everything out and reorganize everything and put everything back where it goes. I don't have any special aesthetic organizers under here. I just kind of stack everything up in a certain way. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. And I went ahead and put a crock pot dinner on. It is pinto beans with a little bit of Crisco, water, and a ham bone. And I'm just going to cook that for the rest of the day and serve that with some cornbread tonight. And it turned out so delicious, and it's also an extremely cheap dinner. A few videos back, I had made a ham, and I said I was going to make half of the ham and freeze the other half because half of a ham was plenty for us for dinner and lunch the next day. And I was going to save that ham bone and use it in some pinto beans. Well, girl, tonight was that night that I used that ham bone in them pinto beans.
Oh, my love, you're such a fragile thing, I know. And with the winter comes the ice, the snow, but I'm here to hold. And oh, my love, don't worry about the cold just yet. The trees haven't started to shed. Just feel the summer sun as it warms our bed. I'm lying, and I'm lying when I say I'm not afraid, but I'm trying to shelter you.
So I'm going to go ahead and take up my runner. I have a really hard time with this runner because, for one, I love it. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. I love this runner. I think it fits really good in this space, but it's actually an indoor-outdoor runner from Walmart, and I have shampooed it before, but it didn't get all those spots out, so I decided to go ahead and wash it with some OxiClean, and it did do a really good job with cleaning it, so we'll get that put back down in just a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on those homemade pretzel bites and that cheese to go with them. So like I said, I'm going to have this recipe below in the description box. It's actually way easier to make than you would think. You probably have all of these ingredients already in your house except maybe yeast. So I just got some little tablespoon packets of yeast from Walmart and threw those in. So I'm just going to mix up all of my ingredients to make a dough, and then I'm going to flour my counter to make a floured surface, and then I'm going to knead this dough for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to place the dough in a lightly greased bowl and cover it with a hand towel just to let that dough rise for a little while. I just let it rise for about 30 minutes, and then I'm just going to cut it into little bite-sized pretzel bite pieces and pop that in the oven on 500 degrees, and you can do it for about 7 or 8 minutes, but the bottoms of my pretzels actually got a bit burnt because I left it in for the full 8 minutes. Next time I'll only do it for probably about 6 minutes, and I think they'll come out perfect.
Should have been calling me, 1,000 apologies. I know you're working late, know your heart is skipping beats, begging you to slow down. Babe, get a little smoother. Babe, the city's turning us into empty robots. Get on your way to me, I am the escape, begging you to slow down. Babe, get a little smoother. Babe. Apologies, I know you're working late, know your heart is skipping beats, begging you to slow down. Babe, get a little smoother. Babe. Get on your way to me, I'm not escaping me, begging you to slow down. Babe, get a little smoother. Call it a day. Call it a day.
I know that some of y'all do not celebrate Halloween, and a lot of you have told me that you skip over videos that have to do with Halloween, and that is perfectly fine, but in my family we have always celebrated Halloween, but we're not celebrating the witches and the evil of Halloween. You can think of it what you want, but yes, churches celebrate Halloween because we're not celebrating the evil, we're just celebrating simply just the holiday and the fun of it, of dressing up in a fun, innocent costume and trick-or-treating and getting free candy. The kids love it. They love to go to trunk or treats. We have a trunk or treat in our town where everybody decorates the back of their cars and the kids just walk through and get candy, and they love it so much. And then on Halloween night we trick or treat. We like to go out to our lake, and they have a campground trick-or-treat thing. So I try to make sure my kids are enjoying the holiday in a fun, safe way, and we aren't doing any like spook houses or anything that's terrifying. I prefer spooky cute instead of like exorcist cute. I like the ghosts and just the really cute stuff and nothing that's super scary. And that's my view on Halloween, is just cutesy little ghosts and bats and making fun treats and baking and wearing cute little costumes. Do you dress up for Halloween, or do you feel like that takes away from your kids? So I usually will dress up just because my kids want me to. They think that it's just funner if mama dresses up too. So I try to make sure I dress up a little bit. Even if we don't have much money that year, I will at least get some little cat ears that'll cost like $3 and get some black paint and put some whiskers on my face and just wear a black shirt. I've done that before. And then there's other years where I will actually buy myself a costume. But y'all will have to let me know if you dress up for Halloween or if you think it's just for the kids or what y'all think about it. My husband actually bought a Michael Myers mask and a mechanic suit and some boots last year, and it was so funny because there was multiple other Michael Myers walking around, and he actually had a face-off with one of them, as in they stopped and stared at each other, and everybody was crowded around us taking pictures and videos thinking it was the funniest thing ever. And we were out one time trick-or-treating, and another Michael Myers followed my husband into the bathroom and just stared at him, like messing with him. And so I just think it's so funny how people are so interactive with their costumes and how funny it can be. There was also a child Michael Myers that looked to be about 5 years old that had that Michael Myers mask on, and it was just the funniest thing. It was so funny. We also like to go to Spirit Halloween and just look around. We don't really buy anything. We just like to go every year and look around. So let me know some fun Halloween festivities that y'all like to do with your kids.
Never met someone like you, felt something like your touch. I wish we would have met tonight. Sure, I've had lovers in my past, won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor. They can't compare, no one could ever do, nobody's close to you, yeah. One night's not fair, what can I say to make you never leave this room? I need you to stay a little longer, I'll go forever, yeah. I need you to stick around for later, I'll go forever, yeah. You feel so
Now our pretzels are done. It is later, and it was actually a gloomy day today, so it got darker earlier than usual just because it was so gloomy. So I'm just going to take about 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and you can brush this over the pretzels, but I just prefer to just pour it in and mix it because I'm impatient and it's just the fastest, easy way to do it. And the cheese sauce is so easy to make. You're just going to add some melted butter, some flour, put in the milk in increments, just a little bit at a time. You're going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard. It is seriously so easy to make this. I'm just going to shred up some cheese and put about a cup of cheese in it and melt it and stir it all up, and then you just dip your pretzels in it, and it is so delicious.
what can I say to make you never leave this room? I need you to stay a little longer, I'll go forever, yeah. I need you to stay for later, I'll go forever, yeah. You feel so right now.
Now we're going to head into my son's room. This is my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old's bedroom, and we're going to go ahead and put one of these door stoppers on the back of this door just because it's in such a weird way in this room. It's like kind of in the middle of the wall, so the door slings open, and we are going to place their TV up here because, like I said, we do not have a playroom. This is where my kids play, and during the day sometimes they want to watch a movie, and I will usually just put the movie on in the living room. But if they want to play in their room, this way they can watch a movie while they play and just have a little bit of background noise while they are playing, and they have been really loving this. So we're just going to add this TV, and we have a Roku remote with a little Roku setup. We also have Netflix and Disney Plus for them to watch movies. I'm also going to turn their dresser to go underneath the TV, and I still use the changing pad. Every once in a while we are potty training, but I still do use it, so we're going to leave that changing table mat up there on the dresser for now. But we're going to turn the dresser into this spot, and I wanted to give the floor a real good clean and wipe down the baseboards before I covered them up again since they were dusty. And I think it looked so good, and I like it, the dresser, so much better turned. The reason I put it on this wall is because the door would sling open and I didn't want it to hit the dresser. But now that we have the door stopper, that won't happen. I'm still going to leave the little shelves on the wall over here. I think it looks really cute. I'm going to move the baby monitor down to the dresser, and I just love this setup so much more. I'm also going to kind of tidy and clean the boys' room up a little bit, and I decided to clean out the inside of their closet. I just had some baskets in there and their shoes, and just use that for toy storage so I can put their bright, colorful toys in there, and it just makes the room look so much cleaner and better when they're not using those big bulky toys. I also went ahead and took the child lock off of the closet door since there's nothing in there anymore that my toddler can really get into. All of the clothes are hanging up and anything else is on the top shelf of the closet. And down on the bottom is just toys and shoes. So we went ahead and took off that little doorknob lock so that my toddler can open the door and get his toys out whenever he wants to play with something.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here. And I swear that we got nothing to fear. It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you walking the light, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel.
The kiddos were so excited to have their TV in here, and also my 7-year-old daughter plays in the boys' room. The girls share a room. I have a teenager and a 7-year-old who share a room, but my 7-year-old prefers to just take some of her toys and go into the boys' room because she likes to play with my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old because they're all closer in age. So it just works out really good to have that TV in there. I'm going to go ahead and lay my runner back down. It did still have a little bit of wet spots on it, so that's what the little dark spots are. And it is more of like a darker looking rug anyways. It's not like bright white, but it did have some stains on it that did come out in the washer thanks to that OxyClean. So these pretzels, y'all, got ate up. My kids ate them. My husband ate them. I ate them. They were seriously delicious, and there was only a handful of them left. So we're going to go ahead and clean this area up. And then I'm going to pull a few decor pieces from around my house to decorate in my dining room. The kids' activity cabinet, the top of it is empty, and I feel like the room looks really stale and just bland. So I wanted to add some decor over here to the top of this, and it will keep my kids from piling their stuff on top of this when it's empty. Instead of the kids putting their activities back inside the activity cabinet, they just come over here and stack it on top. So since I'm going to have my decor on top, it will maybe encourage them to put it inside the activity cabinet rather than stacking it all on top. So I'm just going to use stuff I already had from around my house. I just pulled out this scalloped white basket, added a lighted green pumpkin and a fall leaf, a little vase with some florals, and then I have my dough bowl over here that I felt like was missing something, so I'm going to add some little leaves to it here in a minute. I just added my vanilla pumpkin candle, vase I already had. That dark gray is perfect color for fall. And I just added my cutting board cookbook holder. So I just actually took these leaves from one of my garlands. I just popped off 2 of the leaves and you can't even tell that they're missing from the garland. And I'm just going to add these acorns on it, and I think it turned out so cute and it costed me nothing. But that is the end of today's video. I really hope y'all found it motivating. I'm going to share a little clip of our pinto bean dinner. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. That is hot.
Oh crap, I haven't plugged up the power cord as you need.
The cat's gonna attack us.